I know I promised to make this video a long time, but here we are. So let's get into it. No more words. Cyber Engine tweaks. This mod is very powerful. I think a lot of people underestimate what this mod can do. This mod basically gives you like a console where you can type a bunch of console commands. I use this a whole lot. I know it's like pretty much everyone has it, but I just wanted to mention it first because the console commands. I'm gonna list the commands I use often, or commands I think are pretty cool, in the comments or in the description. So yeah. Render plain fix. This does what it says. It fixes when you have this mod, better sleeves, where you can roll your sleeve up and down. Sometimes with certain mods or certain clothing items, the sleeve itself appears behind your hand model, which is annoying, and this mod fixes that. So yeah, these two kind of go in together. You don't really need it if you don't care about rolling your sleeves up and down, but better sleeves, you can customize it. This mod has quite a few features. You can set circumstances where your sleeve should be rolled up and stuff like that, when it should be rolled down in cars and whatnot. I like this mod a lot. I think it's pretty cool. Begone, kind of a similar thing. I group similar mods together so it doesn't feel random, but Begone, arm injection removal. When you're in the cutscene where Vic is installing your first cyberware, combat cyberware, I guess, in your hand, he injects some, he injects some antibiotics, and the injection marks persist throughout the whole game. And I think that's kind of immersion breaking. It looks pretty ugly, so I decided to install a list to remove it. You don't really need it if you don't care. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all it does. Gradual fall damage. More of a gameplay thing. I installed it just because I don't think it makes sense for V to die from a 3-story building when he is 96% chrome by the end of the game. So yeah, I installed this mod so I don't die from my own double jump. I literally double jump and dash off a hill, and I die from that, from my own height. So it's like, I think it's just more of a quality of life thing. You still die if you don't have enough health and you fall from a high enough distance. So cool mod. I like it. Similar thing, disable knockdown animation. That's what it says. You don't really need it, but I have this so you don't get knocked down over cars when you're crossing the street often. You could say this is OP because you don't get knocked over by the guys in mech suits and the foot stomp from the Arasaka mechs. But I just have this on because it makes the gameplay feel a lot smoother, and you can just do stuff like this. Where you bounce off a car and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I like it. Have it on there. And similar falling thing, FX Begone. I only have one thing of this install. I pretty much begged the modder, this guy Cyanide X, to make a mod that removes fall blood only, and he includes this image. I was like, oh, fall blood only, hell yeah, I want that. And he didn't have it in the files, so I begged him to kind of make the mod, or else I'm gonna do it. I think I peer pressured him or something. I was so close to making it myself, but anyways, funny story. So yeah, I don't think it makes sense for V to just puke out blood whenever he falls. I think that's pretty stupid, and it looks kind of ugly. So yeah, I have that on there. The floor kind of still cracks, but yeah, I don't bleed anymore. Totally Sane. Kind of another gameplay thing, more than an FX related thing. Yeah. This tweaks the game. So when you're in the Fury state with the Edge Runners perk, you go kind of Cyber Psycho, right? You still get the effect. Your screen stays the same, and your V doesn't laugh. More of a makes the gameplay feel more calm, I guess, more minimal. I like it because most of my builds have the max fury chance at 5% or even higher with modded builds. So I really need this. You don't really need it if you don't care. Sensible time bomb. Oh, I don't know why this mod isn't a thing in the base game. It tweaks the ticking time bomb, this thing in the tech tree, so it doesn't go off when you're in stealth. When you're not in combat, you're trying to snap necks behind people, instant devastation, your standard devastating charge ran out, and fucking ticking time bomb goes off, and you're forced into combat. This mod fixes that. I like it a lot. It's not OP. Only trigger explosion when you're in combat. Awesome. Highly recommend. Similar thing, Berserk Old Effect. I swear to God, I thought I read this and thought, hey, this is gonna change all the Berserks to old Berserks pre 2.0. If you played pre 2.0 Cyberpunk, you know how fun running and gunning with Berserk was. You can still do superhero landings, you can run and gun. It was pretty fun. I thought this mod was going to revert all the Berserks to their old counterpart, or just add in pre 2.0 Berserks back into the game, but it didn't. Instead, what it does is it changes the screen, so your screen doesn't go red. The screen effect when you turn on your Berserk reverts to the pre 2.0 one, which is really cool. Kind of misleading, but I like it a lot. I use Berserk quite often, unlike some people. Most people don't use Berserk, but if you do like how Berserk plays but don't like the red tint, definitely check out this mod. This mod is awesome. I like it. Don't hide stamina bar on holstered bug fix. That's what it says. When you press B on your keyboard when you play Cyberpunk to holster, or whatever it is on controller, your stamina bar also disappears. And you have to press B again for it to reappear, I think. I think that's really annoying, so... Or maybe it's Alt, I don't know. But whatever your holster button is, it hides your stamina bar also. So I think that's stupid. This bug kind of unbinds it. Unlock me the mods 2.1. This is awesome. You could say, doesn't this mod make every weapon just Xmod 2 weapon? Yeah, it kind of does that, but at the end of the day, it's just a game, and I don't want to grind to find a tier 5++ Eagle with 2 mod slots. I think that's stupid. I just want to play the game with 2 mod slots. Swap in mods, try different mods. It's awesome. Just try it, alright? Just try it. I like it. No shooting delay on gameplay mod makes gameplay harder by... I'm going to explain this. When your enemy has a non-burst SMG or assault rifle or even a shotgun, they will not stop firing if you have this mode on. Applies to Chimera and Smasher, so it makes the game a little bit harder. I think the enemies will only reload or stop firing when they have to reload. So yeah, that's it. Harder gunfights, similar thing, gives the enemy aimbot or better accuracy. If you put it all the way to 0, they will hit their shots all the time. Like this mod a lot. Do not recommend to turn the slider all the way down when you're doing the mission with Claire, or when you're in the car often, because you're defenseless. Your movement is very limited. You don't really have much cover in your car, so you're probably gonna die when enemies have aimbot and they're shooting you down when you're in your car. You're stationary. So yeah, TrueMaxTacBlack. This one is cool. Makes the MaxTac officers more menacing. Changes their outfits to the pre 2.0 whatever the purple garbage we have now. It's not garbage, but it looks a little bit too unserious. I like how this one looks much better. So yeah, that's it. You don't really need it. Name saves, another quality of life thing. Makes so when you have a lot of saves, you can name your saves, so you know what save file it is. That's it. That's all it does. Reset attributes always available. Does what it says. When you click on this little button here in the character page in the game, you can reset it multiple times, infinitely. So you can have. I think having one reset button reset count is pretty stupid. Instead of replayability, and you have to start a new playthrough if you want to try a completely different build. Idle anywhere. You can smoke around and do stuff. Idle pose, smoke, drink beverages, drink alcohol, eat an apple, stuff like that. Pretty cool mod. I use it a lot in my videos. Immersive Timeskip. You don't have to go into menus to skip time. How awesome is that? And you can see the time skipping in real time. In time lapse. I said time too many times. Immersive first person. You can see your torso. This is a base game. And this is what it does. You can see your torso, that's it. And you can move your head around. You can see your shoulder and stuff. You don't really need it. I don't think I have this installed anymore, do I? I don't know. Mute V's pain voice. Goat mod. This mod just pretty much when V's getting attacked, they're not gonna grunt or, you know, grunt in pain or grunt when they're climbing up, jumping, stuff like that. Completely silent. Makes the game audio less cluttered. I like it. Real vendor names. You see the map, you put your cursor in there, you see his actual vendor name, Victor's Clinic. Yeah, Lizzie's Bar, stuff like that. You can see it does. I have this for so long, I don't even know what the unmodded game is supposed to do. Quickhack Damage Fix. You don't really need this because it only fixes the damage, and quick hacks already deal a lot of damage. It just fixes some bugs that's supposed to, yeah, it just fixes bugs. Quickhack damage bugs. That's it. Summer thing, Quickhack health. Actually, Overclock. Oh, this one is not summer. This one is awesome. This one, this mod. God, CDPR. When you go into Overclock, sometimes the health or the RAM regen buff goes into the negative for some reason, and then your whole health drains because in Overclock your health is a RAM, and you die. So it fixes that. It's not OP. It does the bare minimum. I think it just gives you like what 3 RAM max. It just tweaks the feedback loop perk a little bit so you don't die. Pretty much, you don't die when you go in Overclock. Alternatively, you could ignore all I said about the 2 mods and just download this. I don't use this because it does too much. It fixes like what is all that? What's all that? All those tweaks and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. At this point, I don't think it's even a. Yeah, just I don't even notice half these things, so I think it's just too much. You could try it if you want. It fixes a bunch of stuff like feedback loop, like the previous mod, the level 60 netrunner when it reveals enemies. Now that works properly. You can hack them through walls. I don't really need that. Shadowrunner, stuff like that. Just a bunch of fixes, a bunch of buffs, a lot of tweaks. I don't really use it. Free 2.0 Legendary Cyber Collection. Okay, this one is kind of like an OP experimental one. I don't use all the items in this mod, but I do use the mod slots and the mods inside the mod. Bruh. If you played Cyberpunk before 2.0 update, you know that mod slots exist in your Cyberware, like your Berserk, your Sandevistan, your Gorilla Arms. And you could install a bunch of stuff. In your Kuroshi Optics, you can add what's called a trajectory analysis mod, and it boosts your headshot damage, headshot multiplier by 25% or something like that. There's a lot of tweaked cyberware and a lot of old cyberware as well, but in the files contents, you can remove all this useless stuff, or not useless stuff, old cyberware. I think the old cyberware, besides the mods, the cyberware mods are kind of useless. Yeah, it's very highly customizable. Highly recommend it. You don't have to use it, but just in case if you want to try an overpowered build without the use of Cyberware X. I left out Cyberware X because the mod causes too many problems. It's too much of a hassle to install, update every time. You're still really powerful with the one, just the basic slot count. So I don't use that anymore. I use this. It's still pretty cool. Last mod, but certainly pretty underrated one. Preem Optics speeds up exposure adaptation, so you're not flashbanged when you drive a car or when you like look at a window for like 3 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty much all it does. And removes vignette in some areas. That's all it does. Nice quality of mod, man. I didn't include my outfit mods because I have a separate video on that. I'll link the video in the comments or in the description. You can check it out, see all the outfit mods, see all the outfits, stuff like that. So yeah, that's all the mods I use. I don't use a whole lot of mods that alter the gameplay drastically. Just nice things here and there. I think that's all you really need. And if you don't want to download mods, it's completely fine. I think Cyberpunk right now is perfectly fine, perfectly playable without mods. I think it's really enjoyable without mods. So yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, shit like that. Helps the algorithm. Yeah, just subscribe, man. Like, I'm gonna upload videos. What are you not subscribing for?